Adam and Aaron, I know you guys work together on Chain for Life. How did that kind of like go from doing that together to writing this?
I mean, after Chain did its thing, you just said to me, "Would you work with me again?" And I was like, Absolutely, ding ding, round two." And then now here we
Here we
are.
are. Yeah, I mean, this movie wouldn't have happened if it hadn't been for Chain for Life. I think working with Adam, I not only wanted to work with him again, but I was sort of inspired to. I was inspired to write this character of Oswald through knowing Adam. I mean, this character would not exist without Adam. It's really the only time I've written a role specifically for someone, and it was really based on Adam, taken to a ludicrous degree, perhaps. But yeah, that was sort of the inspiration behind it.
What was your pitch to him? Like, how did you tell him about what the movie was going to be about?
I didn't really, as far as I remember, I told him nothing. I said, "Would you want to work together again?" And he said yes. And then I said, "Okay." And I wrote the role. And then I sent him the script, and I was, sweating for a few hours, waiting for him to finish it.
It would have been so awkward had I been like,
And
"Nah,
he
I'm all
wrote
good."
back. And
Yeah, yeah.
he said, "You mean?" He texted back. "You mean I have to learn how to yodel and sing karaoke for this role?" And I said, "Well, if you want to cut the yodeling, we can do that." He said, "No, no, I'm doing it," and that was it.
Yeah.
Nice. So, Sebastian, what was your interest? I mean, this is a very different character for you. You played heroes, you played villains, you played really both sides of it, but this is a very different character. It's sort of a low key, very different.
Low key, yes. I've just been trying to kind of be aware of filmmakers, I think, more in the last couple of years, and really try to go out there and get familiar with new voices. And fortunately, my agent really had seen Chain for Life, loved Chain for Life, sent me this script and said, "You need to read this and watch this movie." And I did that, and then I immediately, yeah, I just thought this is definitely special. And I always know when I don't quite, get something right away, when I'm looking at it and having different feelings at the same time that are actually even in conflict, then it's probably a good barometer of why I should be getting engaged in that.
And you're wearing prosthetics on a lot of this, and you're wearing a mask on a lot of the rest of it, which you don't do a lot.
Yes, well, I wouldn't say a lot. A lot of things get sent to me, where I have to wear a mask. But yeah, I that's right. I guess right. You got to try keep them guessing, right? Keep yourself guessing. So
So, Adam, do you kind of come on as a consultant also? I mean, yeah, Oswald doesn't appear until I don't know, maybe 45 minutes into the movie. So, are you there while they're shooting the rest of it and kind of acting as consultant a bit, or?
No, I was never on set when Sebastian was in the prosthetics, and I regard the opportunity of a selfie with me, Sebastian, the makeup, and Mike Marina as the greatest selfie never taken. So yeah, well, no, I don't think it needed a consultant. I think kind of we all knew what we were doing, like from the get go, and I worked with him before and trusted him and his vision and his knowledge. Me and Sebastian had conversations, so there was already that sort of like mutual trust and respect there. And so yeah, actors make awful consultants, and consultants make awful actors. So you go there, you keep the main thing, and you do your job to the best you can.
I have to admit, I mean, I know your work, Adam. I've seen the documentary you've done, and so when I first saw the movie, I assumed that was you playing Edward at the beginning, and I kind of did.
You're not the only one. Watching people argue on Twitter as to whether it's me or Sebastian in certain photos is deliciously hilarious.
Aaron, did you actually model the makeup and stuff like that on Adam? Did you have any kind of like, I mean, I don't know if you did like,
Yeah, I mean, in the script, when Oswald appears, Adam's character, he's described as looking similar to Edward. So they were always supposed to be similar, and then Mike Marino, who did the prosthetics for Sebastian, he I think did a cast of your face,
Yeah, I think I got
scan.
scanned.
A scan of your
yeah,
face.
I got scanned up at Pinewood.
Yeah, he scanned your face, and so he
to-
did utilize some of Adam's features to make his Edward's prosthetics.
Let's talk about Renata a little bit because she's not here. You could each talk about her. I mean, she's an amazing actress. You know, I don't know if she did her first English language movie. I mean, she
It
mainly
was,
worked in.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was okay. Can you like each talk about like working with her and like let's start with you, Sebastian, because you guys had a lot of key scenes with her.
I loved working with her. I mean, we were just raving about her previously. I think seeing her film, Worst Person in the World, and then talking to Aaron about it and going, hey, you know, this could be interesting. And then she loved Jane for Life and loved the script. And then she just, again, like I was saying, for her first English language film, it's not easy what she's doing. I mean, she's got very specific language and terminology, and there's real thought changes that are happening quickly. It's just very difficult, I think, and she did an amazing job with it, and she's really generous and positive and just amazing to be around.
Yeah, and she, I think that, to be honest, I didn't think her role, Ingrid, was. I couldn't think of any actor who could do it. I thought maybe there's something wrong with his role, and I had seen her do a Q&A at a screening for Worst Person in the World, and I started to get this idea that she could be great, but it just never occurred to me. She was having a big moment. It never occurred to me that she would want to do it, and I was even too embarrassed to bring it up. And then Sebastian texted me. He said, "Did you see Worst Person in the World?" And I said, "Yes," and so immediately I also knew that Sebastian and I were, thinking the same thing, which was a good sign just for us working together. And so I said to Sebastian, yeah, but is it even worth asking her? I mean, she's probably getting, she's like the #1 star right now, and we're making a very small film. And Sebastian wrote, it was very important advice to me. He said it's always worth asking if it's what you want. So I sort of timidly brought it up to my agents, and 2 days later I'm talking to Renata, and she's saying I'm in. And I think that also is a testament to, I mean, I assume that, I like to assume that she's in Norway shooting these movies, everything is perfect, and it's like, the working conditions are perfect, and we're making this independent film in New York, but she was just, she was down. I mean, she was totally on board, and never complained, and seemed to be having a lot of fun. And I just thought she was incredible, and I think her performance is, it's almost a shame because Sebastian and Adam, they have these big roles, and so they, and they're rightfully getting all this credit, but I feel like Renata's getting a little lost in the conversation, and I think she's very much their equal. She's brilliant in the film, so, unfortunately she couldn't be here with us because she's shooting another movie in Norway right now.
Adam, you had a nude scene with Scarlett Johansson, so how does this compare to that experience?
Yeah, that happened. Yeah, I mean, this is one of the first ones where I haven't had to do like a nude scene. Despite me asking, you were like, it's not going to work. I was like, oh, come on. No, what about the park scene? No! And it's fine. And no, I mean, every role's different, isn't it? And I'm a very different actor and a different person to who I was when we did that, because we shot Under the Skin in like 2011, and I'm still trying to figure out if I'm any good at acting or not at that time, because it's like my first like acting gigs that I sort of just happen to fall into and get really, really lucky or unlucky depending if you're type A or type B personality. And yeah, no, this was very different. And also with Aerosons, we're shooting on tape, so the entire time you're rolling, you can hear the money slowly like going through the camera, and just that pressure to be like on it was just, and it's a good kind of pressure as well because it makes you better as an actor. You don't know how good you are until you've got like the right amount of pressure.
considering that Aaron kind of based Oswald on you, I mean, how much of it? I mean, did you kind of like add some things of your that you want to kind of make Oswald more like you or less like you?
I bought my natural character but turned the volume like way up, like to like a ridiculous level. Like almost to the point where he went from confident to obnoxious in like less than 3 seconds. Just the over familiar kind of Edward. Like I wouldn't be that sort of like thrills like normally in like a bar, but I thought Oswald just wouldn't care, and he'd go in all guns blazing. Oswald's a bull in the china shop a lot of the time. You just don't realise it because he's just charming with it.